Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're doing well. This is Crypto Arc, and today we're gonna continue to talk about Thor, right? My indicator, Thor. Here we're gonna talk about the color code, what means those labels, and how to read them, right? Uh, Here's a legend that you can refer to. Those are the 6 different types of colors you're gonna find in Thor. There are 2 reds, 2 greens, 1 purple, and 1 blue. All right, and they happen exactly like this. The reds and purple, they happen at the top of the chart, as you can see here. The green and blue happens at the bottom of the chart, right? And what do they mean? Greens, in general, those 2 are combined and they mean bottom, right? They mean strong bottom. It could be a strong bottom or a bottom. I said before in a different video, I love to see the green ones. Why? Because they represent a very, very strong lose in momentum for that direction, right? For example, the selling pressure is increasing very drastically here. And then at this very point, the selling pressure run out of steam, right? This is what this means. The selling pressure is losing its momentum. So it's very likely that this level right here will hold as a very strong level. When you see that green, you saw the candle close was here. If you mark that, look at the relevance of this level, right? How this level was relevant to the rest, okay? So we bounce over that level few times more. Yes, that's how the price works. That's how market works in general. If someone saw that big spike and they said, hey, I'm losing the train, I'm losing the boat, let's bring it back. Let me get some, let me buy, and then we can go higher. So that happens few times. We got all the whales on the boat and then we are ready to sail. This is the green signal, right? The green signal means strong bottom or bottoms. The red is the opposite. When you on an uptrend, the red means you're losing buying momentum, right? You can go higher, yes, of course, as you see here. This is 4-hour time frame. But there is no way when you see this signal that you continue on a straight line, right? Usually has some pullback. No matter how big is it, you could be a small pullback, just like this. This was 4%, right? It's a valid pullback for a trade. This, another one here, was a 3%. But why this signal printed here? Because it's saying, hey, you see that huge momentum that you had before? Now you're losing steam. You see how the price reacted very fast here? And here is just losing momentum? Yes, that's what this means, right? So doesn't mean jump into a trade. Doesn't mean you should trade this as a short. No, it means, hey, there is a top here. We're gonna retrace a little bit because the momentum has shift, has lose the momentum, right? That's all that means. Same thing here. Sometimes that momentum will be very strong, for sure, and then you retrace 10%. What I usually like to see, and the setups that I like to take, is when you see many of them, 3 or 4, right? When you see 3 or 4 of those tops, usually in Bitcoin, that's a good time to get out or take all your profits from longs and maybe start looking for shorts now. When you see 3 or 4, right? Not before that. Let's look back here. When you saw 3, 1, 2, 3, and then this is 4, right? I'm gonna talk in a different video about the strength in each side signal. But yeah, that's how you usually see or look at those red dots, red labels, right? The red signals. And there are 2 colors. One is this light red and then a strong red, right? If we look back, the strong ones, they're very, very hard to find because they are drastical, very, very drastic, right? You could find one here, yeah, 4 hours. And this was even before the bull run started, yeah. But let's look at back there. How was this, right? Again, was very strong signal. Why? Look at what happened to the price. Back there, this was really scary. You went up, and then you have this huge run up, right? Huge run up. And look at the size of this candle right here. Just this candle from the top, from its top to its bottom, was one 4-hour candle that moved the price 7%. So that's why you have this super strong signal saying, hey, something's gonna happen, right? This week is gonna be filled. Someone is gonna push the price down because we did just a drastic move. And that happens, right? From the signal, if you look at the body candle close to the low, you have 5%. If you look at the body close, you have 3%, right? So definitely is a trade that you could take. But again, they are very rare, and they indicate, hey, the shift in momentum is very strong here, right? Again, none of these signals, they will indicate that the price will move forever, right? That's a misconception. Just because you have a red doesn't mean you go down to 20K. That's not the goal of this indicator, right? Thor was made to spot quickly what's going to happen next, right? So here he could say, hey, something's going to happen. Get out, take your profits, do something, right? This is what this means. Do something. If you want to trade from this low, right, from this last bottom right here, maybe you're not that concerned. Maybe you could resist for this little while, and then now you see a very huge gains, right? So all depends on your trading setup. But let's go back to talk about the color codes. So that's what the strong red and the red means. The strong blue and the blue means. Strong blue, I almost never saw in any time frame the strong blue. Maybe if we go very low to a very, very low time frame, we can definitely see some strong blue on Bitcoin. But as I said, it's very, very rare, right? Maybe it was printed here in this candle, right? We could go back in time and see what happened. We're going to do that in another video. Maybe that one was a strong green. And if you took a trade on the strong green, probably you're going to be very, very happy, right? Because this trade right here, if you took it, it was definitely 5% in the moment you saw the signal. So let's go back to 4 hours. This is the time frame we're looking at. And here, color codes. So those are the red and green. Now let's talk about the other ones, the purple and the blue, meaning reversals, right? So this is momentum, losing momentum, buying momentum, or selling momentum, is running low, you're finding a strong level, and then the greens and purples is reversals, right? Just here, you can see how they play out perfectly. Reversal, you went up 10%. Reversal, you went down 20%. Just like the other ones, reversals can also change, right? Because price action changes. But usually when you see those, you can definitely take with more confidence your trades, right? Reversal on 4 hours, 10%. Reversal on 4 hours, another 7%, right? Reversal, 4 hours, 10%. So what I love to see on this indicator is when both combine, right? When both combine, that is very, very strong. Let's look at the daily. When we saw this happening in Bitcoin, right? When we saw both combine at the same time, just from that one, you went back down 15%, right? And if you hold the short during a little pump, you could have this big trade. But I'm gonna look at smaller time frames, you see that we could spot that trade into smaller time frames as well. Was very easy to spot. Here, the same two, right? You could just here looking at 4 hours, take a 25% trade. And here, how could you take that trade? That trade was going to appear on 8 hours. Here you have a reversal, and here you have the top after 3. So as I said, count 1, 2, 3, take the trade on the 3 or on the 4 if you want. Of course, I'm going to show you on the next videos about confluence, about how to combine this with levels. But yeah, just be aware of your strategy, right? Looking at the 4, at the 6 hours, 2 hours. So you see the signal in many different time frames. So you could spot that trade as well. I would say definitely this one, if you want to take exactly this stop, this was very hard to spot, very, very hard, because yeah, the recent price action was not telling us anything about, hey, I'm going to reverse, right? And if you remember back there was a FUD in China about miners, right? Some city got ran out of energy, coal energy, so they basically shut down all their mining facilities for some days, few weeks, and that drastically dropped the hash rate in Bitcoin. When hash rate goes down, something happened in Bitcoin, right? When we have those big spikes in hash rate, and that makes sense, honestly, is miners dropping the hash rate, meaning they're turning off their machines. So now they have to do something. They have to take profits. They have to sell their Bitcoins in order to move forward, right? Because otherwise they are shutting down their business. That's what hash rate in Bitcoin drops means. All right, but back down here to the colors. So that's how you spot reversals, right? When you combine those two, and they can definitely happen at the same time, but it's not very often, right? When you see that, it's a very good opportunity, right? And of course, as I said, smaller time frames, they have smaller strength. So you have to go over different time frames, understand what the price action is doing, and then you decide what to do next. Okay, so that's it about the colors, how to read the colors in the charts. And next video, I'm gonna talk about the strength in each one, right? Those different numbers. That's it for now, guys. See you on the next one.